That sure looks like a back brace to me. It does. This is something a lot of people are starting to talk about already. Right over here, what the F? Low back tightness already. Guys, I don't consider myself ancient, but my favorite player ever was Larry Bird.
One preseason matchup, one low-key exit from the floor, and out of nowhere, Caitlin Clark is trending for all the wrong reasons. Instead of highlight clips, it's a back brace grabbing everyone's attention, and surprisingly, the reaction online isn't concern, it's mockery. Critics are already hovering, acting like they've seen this play out before. But are they overreacting or picking up on a genuine red flag? Is this simply a precaution, or could it be the beginning of a larger issue? And why does it feel like so many people are rushing to prove themselves right this early?
Preseason has finally kicked off. The Indiana Fever go into New York and walk out of New York with a W in hand. Things that I liked. Raven Johnson, you played well today. I was pleased with what I saw. I'm not going to do backflips just yet, but I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I am pleased with what I saw from you.
The preseason was meant to gently bring everyone back into the rhythm of basketball, not ignite a heated debate before things even truly began. But somehow, the attention shifted instantly in an unexpected way the moment Caitlin Clark showed up wearing a back brace after her first appearance.
I remember all the back braces and everything involving Larry. Larry laying on the court, trying to keep his back stretched. You know, we're not there, I hope, because Larry was probably 33, 34 years old and had been in absolute wars. But I would be lying if I said this is not concerning.
What should have been a small, forgettable detail suddenly exploded into a heated and divided discussion. Some fans showed real concern, while others treated it like confirmation of a narrative they'd been expecting all along.
All right, so the Indiana Fever just absolutely decimated the New York Liberty. But honestly, guys, I want to talk about a couple of things, especially a huge narrative surrounding this game that is going around basically saying Caitlin Clark struggled this game and the Fever showed tonight that they can win without Caitlin Clark. The compatibility, maturity, situational awareness, a lot of things have to be at the top tier if you're going to play alongside someone like Caitlin Clark. She is the system. She's not a system player. She is the system, okay? So let's get straight into a couple of things. We're going to dive straight into the film. So as you can see on your screen, Caitlin Clark is calling for the ball and Billings is going to deliver, right?
What makes it even more uneasy isn't just the image. It's when it happened. This isn't late season exhaustion or playoff strain. This is the very start, the first glimpse, the opening moment of a season that was supposed to be about progress, stability, and finding consistency. And yet, before the real action has even started, the focus has already shifted to a back brace.
Full court press, Caitlin Clark. They picked up Caitlin Clark 94 feet. They blitzed screens. They tried to force Caitlin Clark into this position, right? The half court around here. Let's go halfway line. So what they were trying to do was, Jesus, that's poor. That's even worse. Here we go. There's the 3-point line. There's the key. So with Caitlin Clark, what they were trying to do a lot of times is they were trying to kind of force her almost into this range right here.
And that's where things start to get louder, because the critics and so-called haters aren't just reacting, they're almost enjoying it. That's what makes this situation feel more intense than it probably should be. There's this strange anticipation in their response, like they've been waiting for a moment like this to happen again, like they expected the injury narrative to resurface, and now feel proven right. Clark went through her share of bumps, minor injuries, and adjustments while adapting to the pro level. None of it completely knocked her off track, but it did disrupt her rhythm just enough to keep the conversation going about whether she could sustain peak performance over a full season. And now, with a brace showing up this early, those same doubts come rushing back like they were never gone.
Caitlin Clark, she came out hot. 2 for 2, then 2 for 3. Timeout. Stephanie White gets in her ear. And then from that point on, we didn't get the Caitlin Clark that we saw from the first 3 minutes. Also, we didn't see Caitlin Clark on ball too much either in the second quarter. A lot of off ball in the second quarter. But this also could be a reason too. In case you guys didn't see it, Caitlin Clark walking around with a back brace. Now, I know some people are saying, people in my chat were saying, shout out to everybody in the venue, salute to y'all. People were saying this is a biometric device.
And this is exactly the moment the critics lean in, because for them, it's not just concern, it's validation. They've been arguing from the start that the league's physical demands would eventually catch up to her, that the speed, intensity, and constant defensive pressure would push her body in ways she hadn't fully dealt with before. Now, they feel like they finally have something to point to. What makes their reaction even stronger is the nature of Clark's game. It relies on constant motion, quick decision-making, sharp cuts, and deep shooting range, all of which depend heavily on her core and back. So the moment that area becomes a talking point, it naturally sparks more questions than answers. Some fans have even joked, half serious, half sarcastic, that maybe her back is already sore from carrying the team. It gets laughs, sure, but it also hints at a deeper reality, just how much responsibility is being placed on her. Because when a team leans so heavily on one player to generate offense, control the pace, and drive momentum, the physical strain can build up faster than expected.
But Caitlin didn't hit the roller, which would be Monique Billings in this situation, because Maisha Hines-Allen was not drawing her defender out enough. So look right here, okay? This is Caitlin Clark for you guys. I just want you guys to pay attention. This is Caitlin Clark. This is Monique Billings right here, okay? This right here is Maisha Hines-Allen, and I just want you to pay attention to those three for a second. We get a combination of a bunch of things we know is incompatible with Caitlin Clark's game, and Maisha Hines-Allen, if 2024 Nalissa Smith didn't show you it, and 2025 Natasha Howard didn't show you it, I don't think 2026 Maisha Hines-Allen is going to be a difference maker. But let's move on.
But here's where it gets interesting. While critics are busy laughing and fans are busy worrying, the reality might not be nearly as dramatic as it seems. Pre-season is exactly when players push boundaries, manage small aches, and use support gear to make sure they're fully ready once the real games begin. In other words, what looks like a red flag could just be a simple precaution. The issue is, perception tends to move faster than reality, especially on social media. The moment that image of Clark wearing a brace started spreading, it didn't come with medical context or explanations. It came with captions, opinions, and instant reactions. And in a league where every move is scrutinized and every moment gets picked apart, patience is rare. That's why this situation has grown into something bigger than it likely should be, because it's no longer just about the brace, but about what that image means to different people.
You have a week before you play your first game and you're trying to figure it out. It's really intimidating, so I think just helping as much as I can, especially Raven, who's going to be, a primary ball handler and, trying to conduct the offense. That's a big responsibility, and I think just empowering her to use her voice and also do what she does really well. She's a great defender, has long arms, gets her hands all over the balls.
For critics, the brace signals weakness, a crack in the armor, and they're quick to treat it as proof the season might not go as planned. For supporters, it's simply a reason for concern, a reminder that even top talents are still adjusting to the physical grind. If Clark isn't fully fit, it doesn't just affect her. It impacts the entire team, which relies heavily on her presence. Still, this could be nothing more than a preseason precaution, something that fades away once real games begin. But if it turns into a recurring issue, then questions about her durability will only grow louder. That's why this moment matters. It's not just about the brace, but what it could mean long-term. In the end, it's too early to draw conclusions. This could either become an overblown preseason storyline or the first sign of a bigger challenge. Either way, it's already added extra attention to every move she makes, proving how quickly one small moment can reshape the narrative around a player.